Have you ever bought a cheap tripod like so off of Amazon or any other website for like 15 bucks and you're trying to save a couple dollars? So you're like, oh, it'll be good enough, just to find out that a month later that your ball head does this, and no matter how much you tighten the screw, it still falls over, and you're trying to walk like this all the time and not lean your camera because you're afraid it's going to do that. Well, if you're in that situation and you're still being cheap like me and you still want to save money, I'm going to show you how to fix this. Hopefully, we're going to take it apart, dive into it, see how it works, see if we can fix it. Let's get to it. I don't know if you can see them. One is here, one's on this side. I'm going to take those out. I've never taken one of these apart before, but we're going to figure it out as we go. Maybe we can figure out why this thing is slipping and see if we can make it better and save some money. Even if it is $15. 15 bucks is 15 bucks. Let's see if I can figure out how this works real quick. Alright, let me see if I can explain all this. And it's not because I think you might not be capable of understanding. I think it's my inability of explaining. So this is the actual ball head right here. You can see it's kind of got a little flat edge on it on this side. The ball itself actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. And then you have this, which is the screw. And you can see there's a little inset here. And then on the tripod side, I don't know if you can tell, but this is like a little slide. It's like a little ramp. So basically when this is screwed together and this sits in here, as you screw this in, it pulls that little block up the ramp, forcing it out into the ball. So what we need to do is figure out a way to increase that friction. And I think I'm going to try is just to cut out a really thin piece of plastic like from a gallon jug, and I'm going to glue it on the bottom right here just to give that slide a little more thickness. Let me go harvest that material and see what we can do. Okay, so I didn't have any luck finding a milk jug, but this is another HDPE container, which is high density polyethylene, which is a very durable material. So I'm just going to cut my little piece out of this. And no, this video is not sponsored by French's Crispy Fried Onions. That was in tonight's dinner. Alright, so I cut me a little strip. So what I'm going to do is kind of just eyeball measure this, because, you know, that's how I tend to roll. There you go, we have a nice little square. See if it fits in there. And it does. So now I'm just going to super glue this in here. And I thought about putting 2 layers, but I'm afraid if I put 2 layers, that when I screw it back together, even when the screw is backed off, it might have too much tension on the ball head and you won't be able to adjust it. I don't want to lock it down. I still want to be able to use it. And if I have to, I'll pull it apart and add a second layer. So I am going to super glue. No, this video is not sponsored by Gorilla Glue. Okay, I'm just going to take a tiny little drop and stick this piece in there. Just like so. I don't think it's really important that it has to be glued anyway, to be completely honest, because pressure is going to do its job. Now all we have to do is put this back together. We know where the little cutout is, or the little groove goes towards the ball, so we're going to just set this flat on here. And this would be easier if I was holding it straight up and down, but then it would be hard for you guys to see. So I'm just going to make do. Now we have this pushed together. We're going to stick our screws back in. Get it nice and tight. And you can see already it's much tighter than before. So it's pretty tight, but you're going to have to expect it to wear in a little bit. And this piece right here was just a cosmetic piece that was glued in here. There you go, it's back in. Let's put the camera on it and see if it's better. Okay, so did we fix it? You saw before how it was flopping around everywhere. Well, what do you think about that? Pretty nice. And just to prove to you that I just didn't glue this thing, we'll go ahead and back it off. There you go. Still flops. A lot firmer than it was before, a lot better. I should be able to get another year out of this super cheap Amazon tripod because everything else is still good. It was just the ball head that was giving up the ghost. Now I no longer have problems with a limp ball head. I'm Steve WV, and I'm out.